Hello guys, in this video we are going to talk about operation on data table. Basically there are various operation on data table, so I have created a separate video so we can bifurcate different categories basis of what we do on data table. So what I did, I divided the operation into basically four categories. First category deals with fetching values. As an example, if we want to fetch a value, we use data table dot value, the parameter name means column, and comma sheet name. Second, for counting and setting row. For example, for counting a row in a sheet name, we use data table dot get sheet. If it's a global, we say global, or if it's a other sheet, we just name the sheet in this thing, and then we use get row count. For importing and exporting sheet, we use datatable.import or datatable.export and give the location name and the sheet name. Also for adding and deleting sheet, we use datatable.add sheet and datatable.delete sheet. So what I did, I have written down all the common operations that we do in this test. I'm going to share this script with you also, so just understand. First, in this thing we are going to add a sheet, then delete a sheet. So if we see the fifth row, it says data table dot add sheet, and during runtime it will add a sheet name address, and then under address it is going to add a parameter as home, and it will give it value as 123 sheet. Then in the next operation, data table dot delete sheet address, it will delete that sheet that we have just added. In counting rows, what we are going to do, if we see the data table global, what I did, I added 4 rows. First has a parameter as employee ID, second salary. So what it will do, it will return the number of row count I have. So it will return 5. Second, what we did, we asked the UFT that what's the current row. So in the runtime it will going to display the current row that is currently running. Then what we did, then we asked UFT to get the global and set its row as 2. So what it did, the cursor will be here. When I say set current row 2, it will move to this location. And then again, using a message box, it going to display that value. And then we are going to set the next row. Now the cursor is on second. When I say dot set next row, it will move to third position. And then again, using a message box, I am going to display that value. Now for fetching value, we are going to use two functions, dot value and dot raw value. So guys, what's the difference between value and raw value? Value will return the value, simple value. If it's written 10,000, it will return a 10,000. But if I use some function here like concatenate or today, then it will display the concatenate also along with the value. So it will not use the function, it will also display also the function that is used here. And then we are going to import one sheet from this location, and then we are going to export that sheet. So we have covered all these things, all the operation that we are talking about we did the operation on adding and deletion sheet, then we did the operation on counting rows, then we did the operation of fetching the value, and then importing and exporting Excel. So guys, I'm going to run this script in a debug mode. How I can start the script in debug mode? I just going to click on right click and choose this option debug from step and click on run. What it will do, it will execute one row and then it stops. Then I can go step by step using F11. So first row says add sheet address and then add a home parameter. Under that parameter add 1 2 3 sheets. So here one more sheet is going to be added, name address. See, address, column name home, and under that home 1 2 3 sheet is displayed. So next row we are going to delete the sheet that we have just added again, so that sheet has gone now. Now what it says, datatable.get sheet global.get row count. Get me the global sheet and display the row count. So it displayed the row count as 5. So that's correct. So now next thing is datatable.get current row, means display the row number that is currently executing. Again 1 is displayed, that is correct. And now what we are going to do, we are going to set the current row as 2. So let's just see does that or not. And then we are going to see, if you have noticed the cursor has moved from first to second, then we are just going to display that value 2. And what's the set next row will do, it will set the cursor into 3, means from 2 to 3. If it was 4, then it will set on 5. Okay. And then again we are going to display the value. So get current row, set next row. There is also one function, set previous row. What it will do, it will again move the cursor from 3 to 2. And then we come to fetching the value, fetching the employee ID on third row. What it will display, it will display as 3. Then what I am going to do, I am going to fetch the raw value. I have not given any function, so it will straight away give me 30,000. Then you can closely look into the sheet. The employee ID and salary is there. We are going to replace this sheet, replace this whole Excel with the imported Excel. See guys, now if you have noticed, our Excel has changed because we have imported the Excel from outside. Then what we are going to do, we are going to export this Excel into see my export sheet, and it has exported it. We can check this. See, this was the sheet that we have imported, and this is the sheet that got exported. So guys, I think in this quick video you have understood that how we fetch a value, how we count or set a row, how we import and export sheet, how we add and delete sheet. This is going to come handy when we are going to design the framework. For now, just remember these things, that these functions will come very handy when you are doing automation testing in day-to-day life. For counting and setting row, you can use .get row count. For importing and exporting sheet, you can also use datatable.import or datatable.export. There are also two more functions, that import sheet and export sheet, in which a particular sheet get imported or exported. And for adding and deletion sheet, we can use datatable.add sheet or datatable.delete sheet. So thank you guys for watching this video.